All right, what's going on, guys? I found out what happened to the 5.3. Pretty large. And nobody actually guessed this. So it was a bit of a chore to get this cam out. There was a lot of aluminum shoved up in the block, which I'll show you guys here in a second. But what happened was after looking at the cam, we noticed what I thought was aluminum was actually not. It was metal. And if you look at this lifter here, see how that looks fine? When we pulled it out, I didn't go rolling them around, but if you see, if we roll that a little bit, uh-oh. See if y'all can see that. So what actually happened to the motor is as the lifter actually turned in the tray. So at some point during the run, it spun sideways, and because it's not a circle anymore, what that did is that gave that a cam a whole bunch of extra duration that it wasn't supposed to have, which either on the intake or the exhaust side ended up hitting the valve. Intake valve hit the piston exploded, and then block cracked. Everything else happened from there. So we had been running these lifter trays. It's actually not the one. We had been running these lifter trays ran these for years with LS7 lifters, no problems, but we finally had a problem here. Yeah, so if you look here, so that fits in there snug, and then this here is number one. That sucker's all loose in there, and it was sitting, see, hard to get in there now. Yeah, so there you have it. So that's what happened. We're working with Brian Tooley Racing. We might go with some of their solid roller stuff, or just do some Johnson link bars, so this doesn't happen again. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to get another stock block, aluminum block, and then we're basically going to do the exact same thing, just upgrade the valve train. Ice Racing Engine has the heads right now. They're going to see what they can do about fixing them. I thought they were destroyed, but apparently there is a little bit of faith there. I know one's good, just a little beaten up from the explosion. What happens when that piston disappears is a lot of time that backfires into the intake, which it did, got into a lot of the other cylinders. And so one head was almost unscathed, and then the other had a really catastrophic failure, number one, and they're seeing what they can do right now on fixing those, just because sourcing parts right now is quite difficult when it comes to anything. So there you have it, guys. A lifter turned, and it still rolls just fine. Bad luck, I suppose. And that's a Chevrolet Performance lifter tray. So we'll see what happens. Well, let's go. Let me take this down, and I'll show you guys. All right, this is a fun little project here. We'll be doing some updates on there. All that's coming out. We're going to redo a bunch. So, yeah. Yep, so as soon as that lifter turned sideways, this exploded. Things turned around, cracked the block. And this is just a stock block, nothing special, no sleeves. Actually 3780 bore. Yep, the bearings had some unusual wear on them. You can see that unusual wear. We're probably going to run a different bearing next time, because that's something I haven't seen before. And then we're going to take the crank. It was beat on a little bit, but as you can see, all the journals are fine. So we're going to have that magnafluxed and check for straightness. So we'll probably just run that again. Littered of parts here. Shaft rockers, all that held up.